the secret there is that the higher the pH, the more toxic the ammonia becomes.
Good
so
tip.
if you start dripping your higher pH water.
Hey, what's up, Reefers? Exciting morning today because Blue Ribbon Koi got in a huge shipment of large Maxima clams. As you know, I had zero luck with Maxima clam last time I tried it from the Walmart's meeting. So I thought I would swear off from clams for a while. But that's when Mighty Nano Tank told me that, hey, look at this, look at this. Blue Ribbon Koi got some new clams in. So here we are 4 weeks later, right in front of Blue Ribbon Koi. So I'm here, 10 o'clock sharp, ready to head in and see what I got. So let's go. All right, Reefers, today we have Blue Ribbon Aquatics, really exciting. We're gonna check out something really special. So here, you guys ready? Take a look at this. We got clams. In fact, come a little closer and I'll slap on the orange filter. Check out these nice, ginormous clam for only $150. Are you kidding? I'm already like 3 days late. I know a bunch of people came already yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday, and a lot of them got sold. There's 150 bucks ones. I think these maybe 50 or something like that. But I'm really eyeing this guy right here. It's like a nice, at least 6 to 7 inches right there. And sliding over here, we got some collection of frags. But again, what caught my eyes were these little bit smaller clam. And I believe Mighty Nano Tank reserved that one, which is really nice looking pattern. Look at that. And they're really healthy. And these guys have been here for a couple weeks already. They've adjusted really well. I'm actually eyeing that guy right there. So 100 bucks. So it's definitely tempting. These are about 3.5 inches right at the cutoff where I'm comfortable with. But again, I look back over here, these are $150 for so much larger. You just get so much more clam for that price. Another interesting coral that I see today is actually, I'm seeing this reflection. These two guys right here, these two frags, I really like them because they remind me of the Space Invader Actinia. They have the same coloration, right? But then these looks like a Fabius. Fabius, if I'm spelling it right. But it's just cool. We'll see. I'm thinking about it as well. But just a lot of frags here. And so coming over here, check these guys out. Look at the monster. Look at the size of this trichine. And this acan is nice too. And of course, these nice rock flower anemones. All right, Ben. To me, you're the expert with rock flower anemone. Can you tell me a little bit about the care level of these guys?
Super easy. Usually they like a very low flow and low lighting. So as you can tell, they got some AIs right here, the hydras, and they just have them off to the side. So typically, I think it's like about 50 pars or less is what I would keep them at. But other than that, you can feed them if you want to or don't have to.
Do they walk around a lot? I mean, that's one thing that I'm worried about.
They usually do to find like a good spot for them, but once they settle down, they'll kind of just stay there.
And I mean, are those kind of like as large as they get, or do they get even larger?
There's different species. I think these ones might get a little bit bigger, but then other ones kind of stay in like a 3-inch range or something like that.
I gotcha. It's really cool, and it seems like it's okay. They kind of touch each other, right?
Yeah. They're super sticky though. Like if you try to touch them.
Got it.
So pretty aggressive. So you don't want to put it next to like your mushrooms.
Now, do they host clownfish as well, or not really?
They do not.
They do not, right?
They'll probably eat your clownfish.
Expensive meal. Okay, so I know you're a huge fan of anemones. Like, which ones caught your eyes in this runway here?
I think this one.
Let's take a peek. Oh, that's a nice one.
Isn't it?
Yeah, you got some like a nice gradient.
Yeah.
Orange and red, pink tip.
The par in this is really high.
You can feel it.
It's really hot.
You can feel it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You can get 10 under meta halides.
A what?
You can get 10 under these, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so here's the frag section for Ribbon Aquatics. Check this out. You got some larger mini colonies of SPS in the back. We got a nice little damsel right here. A lot of SPSs. I'm not really in the SPS game yet, but maybe once a 150 gallons up, I'll look more into it. What is that? That's actually pretty interesting right there in the middle. Not too sure what that is. Huh. If you guys know, let me know. That's, is it like a hairy mushroom or something like that? That green hairy thing in the middle? Interesting. All right, let's see what we got here. And check out that acan right there. Rainbow acan looks really nice. We got some frags right here. Lots of, wow. Look at this frog spine colony. Alright, so besides the reef stuff, we also got a nice planted tank here. One thing that really caught my eye are these. I understand that they're called dwarf swords. And look at this. They basically have a cluster of roots up here, and they actually send out leaves up towards the light. I thought this pretty interesting look compared to like the redwood floaters I got or Water Sprite. So I'm gonna grab a small bits from these and see how they do. It was a Reefer, so we came here for the clam, but look at what I saw. If you've been following the channel, you know I have been looking for this fish for quite a long time, at least a year and a half, and I'm talking about the Yashagobi up here. Now, at first I kinda walked right past her because she's kind of floating at the top, not staying at the bottom where Yashagobi usually stays. But looking a little bit closer, we see a clownfish pair pretty aggressively defending the territory down here, so most likely it just kind of pins to the top because of the tank mate. Now, to reassure that she is healthy, John, the owner, kind of dropped some frozen food, and sure enough, the goby attacked it aggressively. So the only question left is whether this is a male or female, because I do have a male in the 45-gallon tank. I'm trying to find a mate. Looking at the pelvic fins, there is no black markings. Usually that's a sign of a female, or I hear that the captive bred male do not have that black marking at all, so that's also a gamble. But one thing that's kind of in my advantage is that I have two tanks, right? One is a 45-gallon tank that I'm trying to introduce her to. The other is a 10-gallon tank that does not have any fish at the moment. So if things go south, we can probably pull her out or him out at that point and put him in the 10 gallons. So I most likely would do that. And one thing I really like about Blue Ribbon Aquatics is that they list the arrival date of the livestock. This is from February 6th. So she or he has been here for close to a month already, which is good. One for like a year and a half, and nobody's not getting it. People are not getting it in at all.
We couldn't get them, and then all of a sudden they were available, and then now they're not available again.
Yep.
So very
grabbing them.
Very
And
lucky.
she seems healthy. The fin should grow back, hopefully. Otherwise, all right. At least I can tell who is who. All right, and there she is. Make sure, yeah, there's no black dots on the bottom. This is not captive bred, right?
No.
Okay, just making sure, because I think some male don't have that marking as captive bred. Exciting. All right, guys, I think it's happening. Well, actually, no, sorry. I meant it's not happening. These clam looks fantastic, first of all, these and these. But these, number one, is too large and a little bit, even though it's a great price. I'm picking a Yashagobi, so I'm trying to save a little money. So I was looking at these, but these, man, kind of torn. It's actually a good size, probably like 3.5, 4 inches right here.
Yep. Put it in a big bag, a lot of water, so it'll be pretty stable. Okay.
So tempting. But since I got a Yashagobi, I think I'm gonna just hold off on the clam. Man. I'm gonna live vicariously through you, man.
One of each, Moki.
There goes, that clam going home.
Yeah.
With Mr. Mighty Nano Tank.
Don't tell my wife. I'm not Mighty Nano Tank.
It's Inappropriate Reefer, right?
Inappropriate Reefer here.
Hey John, do you have any tip for clams in general? For Maxima clam?
Well, you know, there's a lot of things with Maximas. Maximas are the hardest ones to keep, as we talked about before. On the selection of the clams is really important, making sure, especially on the smaller ones, 2.5 to 3 inches, they're going to react when you put your hand and cover the light over them. You'll see them kind of react. The bigger ones, they don't react quite as much. They will, but they're not as quickly. The smaller clams, you're definitely going to want to feed. We use the Reef Nutrition Phyto Feast.
Oh, great stuff.
You know, and we've showed some videos in the past of putting the cup over it and isolating.
Yeah, that's a great tip too.
It works great. You know,
when can people find that video, by the way? Did you guys post it as well, or
yeah, we
mainly
did.
on?
Actually, Mighty Nano tank over there did, and if we need to, I could redo one. It's very simple, but in a clam that's under 3 inches, you most definitely have to feed them some sort of phytoplankton. Usually 2 to 3 times a week, if not more.
The larger clam will also benefit from phytoplankton dosing, right?
What's that?
They would also, like the larger ones will also benefit from the dosing.
The larger ones, and you know, these clams, as they're creating their shell, they're consuming calcium out of the water. So yeah, you're going to need to make sure your alkalinity is stable. You need to make sure that your calcium is up where it needs to be. The more clams you have, the more you're going to need of everything. Same thing with the size of the clams. These big guys, they may not necessarily need to be fed phytoplankton as often, but they are going to be consuming some of the elements in the water, the calcium and the alkaline.
I have two questions, if that's all right, and I'm gonna cut this so it's more concise. One is about acclimation. The other one is about placement.
Okay.
So acclimation, like, would you recommend a longer acclimation for these guys?
There's a lot of different beliefs as far as acclimation out there, and what I've figured out over the years is temperature, number one, as in fish, clams, any inverts. Get and float the bag for a good 15 minutes. If the water's really cold in the bag or really warm in the bag, let it float a little bit longer, but you want your temperature to acclimate in the bag. Fish, inverts, I always do a fast drip acclimation. When I say fast, usually 15-20 minute drip acclimation, dripping your water into their water. I also would recommend a drop or two of some sort of ammonia binder, so like Amwell, and it really depends on how long the fish has been in the bag. So if the fish has been in the bag for several hours, he's going to obviously lower the pH in that bag. He's also going to increase the ammonia. And the secret there is that the higher the pH, the more toxic the ammonia becomes. So if you start dripping your higher pH water into their bag, which is their lower pH water, that ammonia that's in the water is going to become 10 times more toxic and kill your fish right in the acclimation.
That's a great tip, actually.
So same thing with the clams. Now I don't use Amquell with the clams. Basically the clams, I just temperature acclimate and I put them right in once they're temperature acclimated.
Gotcha. How about placement for Maximas?
Placement on the Maximas, it's going to vary obviously from different light to different light. These are under T5s, they seem to be doing really well. The ones in my front display tank are under metal halides with some LED. They're doing really well. I don't have any directly under LEDs, but I always like to start clams at about mid-level in your tank.
Got it.
See how they react. And if they close up, usually it's too much light. And you could very simply burn them. So you got to move them up and down. I wouldn't change the intensity of your light, yet I would move your clam up and down until you see it get to that happy point.
How about in terms of like orientation and motor flow? Like I see they have like two siphons, two openings. Is there preference towards like?
I just like in any reef tank, I want to see some variable flow throughout the tank. And if you look at the one Maxima, the small Maxima in our display tank, you'll see his mantle is completely open.
Yeah.
But, it's kind of flopping from either side. So I think variable flow is very, very important. But don't put them in a dead spot. Don't put them in a spot where they're getting blasted. Either one of them will damage that mantle.
Got it. Hey, John, thank you so much. I know I kind of put you on the spot.
No problem. No problem.
You guys, I didn't give him a heads up. It just was like, hey, John, let me ask you some questions.
It's all good.
Guys, check out these little baby clownfish. I am looking at one of them for the 10-gallon tank. We'll see if one of them ends up coming home today. Hey, look at it's so tempting. Every time I see baby clownfish, I was like, okay, come on home with me. But I just keep waiting for a Mocha Da Vinci that is small. This came close. This came really close. I like the pattern on one side, but not on the other side. So the wait continues. This tank is hard to take a video of because it's right by the door, but I'll try my best. Dude, take a look at this. Look at all these SPS. But look at this guy right here. Look at the mantle extension on this Derisa clam. This is gonna be nice. I wish my clam was gonna be like this in maybe like 3 years, I think. And check out the extension of this Maxima. This guy is probably like 3.5 inches or so. It looks maybe a little bit smaller than the one that Ben just picked up. Whoa, this looks really healthy. This mushroom is actually interesting too. You got some white tips around the edge. But man, look at this guy. I think this corner is probably my favorite. It's just like a huge blue carpet anemone and then a nice SPS right here. What is it, Red Planet? I'm not even sure. But this is nice. This is nice. All right, guys, what a great time. Always a fun time at Blue Ribbon Aquatics. John is a fantastic guy, and of course we got Ben here hanging out. I came home with one fish today. Actually, let me show you when they go into the tank. Be right back.
The next day.
Hey, what's up, Reefers? We're back from Blue Ribbon Aquatics. Look at the graceful pose. Emily is in like this. Hey, what's up? Say hi. Alright, so here's a 45-gallon tank. First, I want to show you guys the Yaja goby that I've had for years. So this is the male that I'm trying to find a mate for. Notice the top fin. Oh, he went into the barrel. Well, I'll show you a little bit later the black marking on the pelvic fins. But over here, you'll notice that I have a specimen container with no top. That's why I floated to the top. right here at the back of the tank. The reason is that the other Yashagobi is actually in here. You kind of see him right there, or her. Hopefully it's a her. And so I got this floating up top. I also got the flipper magnetic scraper holding it in place. By the way, this scraper is amazing, one of the best. And if we look from the top, I added some of these grape macroalgae to kind of provide hiding spot for the other Yashagobi. It's just kind of hard to see right now, but yeah, it's been about a day. I'm gonna leave her in here for another maybe 2 days for her to get used to the water quality as well as the food that I feed the tank before I release her. And my hope is that, oh, there he is. My hope is that she's gonna pair up with him. Now notice the pelvic fin. Oh, there's the shrimp as well. See, the pelvic fin has like the black markings on the fin. That is the telltale sign of a male Yashagobi. And from what I understand, that a lot of the captive bred male do not have this marking, so that makes things a little more difficult. But it seems like this one is a wild caught Yashagobi, not a captive bred one. So I'm hoping that that's a female. So we'll see how it goes in a couple days. Guys, what follows are some of the best footage and most exciting footage I've ever caught on camera in the last 5 years. I hate to do it to you guys, but I really want to give it the proper attention, so I'm gonna cut this video off right here. I'm super excited, and I think it's gonna be worth the wait. So if you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you know when that video drops, and you'll be the first one to see what happened next. It's nothing short of amazing to witness. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Oh, there's Layla. Oh, she went to burrow!